What's up, you guys? Trevor here. Now, if you're over 18, you're more than likely in debt. Around 80% of boomers, Gen X, and millennials are in debt. Don't worry, Gen Z, you're next. The average person is about $38,000 in debt, and this doesn't even include mortgages. And according to Discover, the average person's credit card debt is over $16,000.
Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
This can cause all sorts of stress and anxiety over money, finances, and relationships. So, we're gonna go over a few ways you can get out of debt fast. Right after you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit it, it really helps out. Now, the first thing that you need to do to get out of debt fast is to get your debts in order. I know this can sound scary, but it's necessary. And you need to confront this debt monster head on if you really want to defeat it. Doing this will put you in the small percentage of people in the world that take action to make their life less stressful and take actual steps on improving your life and your financial situation. So the first thing you should do is go make a list of all your debts, their interest rates, and their amounts. This might take a little searching on your part, but you need to know what these things are before you can see how to best get rid of it. So now, we'll get into the methods that you can use to get out of debt fast. The fastest way to get out of debt is called the Avalanche Method. Let me explain. Let's say that you have a few different types of debt. Credit card debt, student loans, and car loans. What you would do is you would rank your debt in order of highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. Then you would pay the minimums on the lowest interest rate and as much as you can on the highest. So, the highest interest rate gets paid off first, and then you work your way down to the lowest. Then, once the highest is paid off, you'll have even more money to pay off the next in line. This method works the fastest, and you'll end up paying the least amount of money doing this. However, it does have its drawbacks. Most people aren't disciplined enough to stick to this method for very long. The Avalanche Method of paying off your debt feels like it takes a long time, even though it's the fastest. This is because the first few debts that you pay off will probably take the longest and can make you feel like you're not making any progress. After all, we're emotional beings. Feelings rule over numbers. But you'll want to take this method into consideration if you have a low amount of debt that won't take very long to pay off, or emotions of steel. Now, we live in a society where everything is instant, and if we don't get a like or score points quickly, we'll get disappointed and move on to something else. For example, you can look at social media and mobile games. They're designed to keep you hooked, keeping your attention span low and your engagement with them high. This creates a sort of addiction to the game or the social media platform, making it fun and making sure you're using it all the time. Now, you can take this sort of addicting, instantly gratifying approach to your debt. This method is called the Snowball Method. Basically, you do the complete opposite of the Avalanche Method, paying the minimums on the highest amounts and paying as much as you can on the lowest balance. This way, you pay off the lowest balance first instead of the highest interest rate. This means you'll be paying off your easiest debts first, holding your attention longer by paying something off quickly. And something is better than nothing, because nothing is what most people would be paying off if they use the Avalanche Method and quit. However, the Snowball Method does take longer than the Avalanche Method, and will end up costing you more money in the long run. But you're much more likely to stick to your plan, achieve your goal, and pay your debts off using this method. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, you're probably pretty serious about paying off your debt. So, I'm going to show you how you can speed up the process even faster and catapult you towards financial freedom in the future. You know how people live paycheck to paycheck, right? Well, living paycheck to paycheck won't get you out of debt very fast, and in this video, we're all about speeding up the process of you getting out of debt. So what I'm about to show you is what a lot of successful people do to build up enough money to start investing or starting their own business that normal people can't. Because normal people aren't willing to do what it takes to get their life on track to where they want it to be. So, what you do is, first, make a list of all your expenses. This will show you where your money's going. If you made 3 trips to Starbucks in the last 3 days, it'll show you. The numbers don't lie, and even though it might be uncomfortable to look at, it's the truth. And the sooner you look at it, the sooner your life will be turning around for the better. Making a list of all your expenses can be hard and take a lot of time. But, lucky for you, there are services that'll do all the work for you. The one I use is called Mint. It's ran by the same company that owns Credit Karma. But, if for some reason you don't like it, there's another one called Personal Capital. Both have an app and a website and are pretty easy to use. Now, I recommend typing out your expenses and using the app, because the apps are so easy to use. Basically, you log into all your bank accounts and your credit cards. The app will show you where you spent that money, how much money you've spent, and how much over your income you are. So, once all your expenses are in one place, it's time to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps. Anyway, now that you have all your expenses in one place, it's time to go through them and see which ones are necessary and which ones aren't. So, getting gas on your way to work was probably a necessary purchase, but the Dairy Queen on the way home probably wasn't. So, you'll want to mark that off your expenses and just get ice cream from the store instead. It's a lot cheaper in the long term. Or, if you're really serious, stop eating ice cream altogether and save the money so that you can pay off your debts faster. You should go through your entire list like this, judging whether or not your purchases were necessary. It'll show you what you need to work on and what you're already doing right. The numbers don't lie. Doing this will not only fix your debt problem faster, but if you keep doing it after your debt is paid off, you'll be able to save for investments or to start your own business. But I'll talk more about investing in businesses in another video. Once you've made a list and gone through it, you'll have a greater understanding as to how you got into debt in the first place, and how much money you've been spending on things you don't actually need. This is a similar method of saving that a lot of successful people have done, and it can work the same for you too. Doing this is nothing new either. People have been doing this for thousands of years, dating back to over 6000 BC. There's even a book that talks about it. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a great book, but if you don't have time to read it, I recommend getting the audiobook so you can listen to it in the car. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, even if it's something random, in the comment section below. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoy these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.